Hey everybody, Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2017 in our career mode playthrough for Renault. We are in 6th place in the standings right now after a very hard-fought, good finish in Hungary where we started very deep in the field and managed to push our way forward in the monsooning rain, which was, yeah, like I said, I was very pleased with my drive there. I just think that I drove a little more aggressive than I like to drive. There were some moves in there I wasn't totally proud of, but it was hard fought. So you got to do what you got to do when you start in the back of the field. The biggest thing is that I wasted an opportunity to put new parts on the car. That was a mistake, and I'm gonna do my best to keep track of that in the future. There's 135 resource points, plus a bonus of 1521 for being the #1 driver. We're moving right along to beat our rival, Felipe Massa, who, yeah, didn't have a very good run there in Hungary at all. Very good news for us. And the team is just purely ecstatic with us at this point. We're making headway with the other teams, but to be honest, I'm pretty set now on my idea of staying with this team moving forward. And with that, although we don't have resource points to spend at this exact moment, moving forward, I'm going to start realigning some of my resource points towards upgrading the car. Because it would be nice next season to be able to push this car a little further up the field, try and find a good balance point with the AI difficulty by the end of the season, and then moving forward we can kind of do our own fantasy future of Formula 1 sans the Halo device, and see if we can push Renault up to a winning team. But alright, let's go ahead and go to the next weekend. Do I need to look at the car parts at all? I don't think so. Should have pretty used stuff on here. Yeah, the kinetic energy is getting used. It is at 52. Other than that, there's not a lot to look at there. I do need to look at the gearbox, actually. We're on 3. We're on... What was I gonna look at? It is completed races, 3 of 6, and we're on 55... No, where is the actual where? Oh, 36%. Well, good. We have the gearboxes to the point where they won't be causing us issues for penalties moving forward, it seems. Alright, well, let's go ahead and go to the next weekend. Looks like we're all set there. Where are we? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But we're gonna find out once we're done with this. Please wait. Oh, it's Spa. It's Belgium. Oh, well, this should be a good week for us indeed. I love Spa, even though it is a very difficult track. But it is absolutely one of my favorites. Lots of track time here. And, oh, well, what's this guy's name? This isn't Jeff. This is the other guy.
Hey, good to see you again.
Hey.
The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak.
Cool.
Have a look at the report.
That report doesn't say anything. That report means nothing to us. I don't remember what I got, however. Ah, gearbox wear 3. So that should mean moving into next season we have no gearbox issues. And with the tree filled out as much as it is on wear, at this point I feel comfortable pushing forward, making the car faster for next season. Even if we do have some durability issues, it sure would be nice to get up there and try to battle for podiums rather than sticking around mid-pack and just trying to keep the car in one piece. Okay, go to a practice 1. Here we go. Another loading scene. Any day now. I believe in you, game. There we go. Get rid of that.
One of the most unpredictable tracks on the Formula 1 calendar.
Is it really?
Welcome to
I guess
Spa.
the rain happens here.
It looks like the teams are removing the tile.
All right, I'm gonna skip that so we don't get
We're going to be logging
ticked.
some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
All right, I won't worry about it. Yeah, I just didn't want to get that intro sequence. Sometimes gets nicked by the content ID. Track acclimatization. Do I want to do any setup changes before that? Obviously, the default setup is rather neutral. I kind of got chastised a little bit for the setup choices I made in Hungary, but I was not displeased with them. Now, were they optimal? Hell if I know, probably not. But personally, for me, I was quite happy with the car's balance in the rain there in Hungary.
We have a number of programs to run during these practice sessions. You can check the details in the car monitor.
Or I could just go pick one and do one.
Both the race and
You're still talking. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we're on the soft tires right now. Gotta get used to Codemaster style Spa. It is a little different than the Assetto and iRacing versions that I'm used to. That turn is very flat out in this higher downforce, higher grip car. This is actually one of the turns that is most different in this game versus the other two. In that it's mandatory to do a 360 on the exit. 100% mandatory that you do that. Alright, let's try and take it easy here for the first go around. Try and hit all the boxes. Through Eau Rouge and up Radeon. Oh, wow! Whoa, we're about to... Yo-wee. Oh, man, there goes the wing.
Okay, this is Jeff. Can you hear me?
Yep.
There's a fair amount of damage to the front wing. We suggest you come in as soon as possible, rather than risk it getting worse.
I would agree. I would say we're going to have to go in and fix that. I did not expect the car to get so unsettled. And, I mean, it was after Eau Rouge, actually, that it got so unsettled. I was expecting it to be a flat out all the way up. Sorry, Ricardo. But it very much so was not. It got away from me there. So, yeah, with no wing, there's no way we could complete this program, so BRB.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
Sounds a little bit more upset about it, guy. Yep, same one. Start. Flying lap. Alright, let's take it even a little easier than I was. Apparently I need a moment to get used to the game again. I was very surprised at how little grip there was. It actually felt like maybe the car bottomed out real hard and that's what's spun it around. I'll have to keep an eye on that. It seems like I need to brake a little bit before that 100 mark. Just to be safe. That's maybe a little early. But it was happy with it. Alright. Tires are not up to temp yet. Probably. So we'll back down a little bit, going up the hill. See, I think they want us to be flat. I'm not sure the car necessarily had it in it. Setup is always rather interesting at this track because it has such a mix of turns. A lot of these very, very, very flat kind of sweeping turns. This one here, always a challenge going downhill, kind of off camber. This one again, a little bit off camber. Also, that's one of the areas this is most different than the other versions I'm used to. Usually about 5th gear turn. Good. Oh, missed that one completely. I thought we had hit it. It was actually through this section that the Haas car in 2016, oh man, it was a handful. But it was one of the sections where I was consistently making up time on the other guys. This should be an easy section of purples to make this challenge maybe a little less challenging. If we can hit this last turn. No, it wasn't purple. And it got sideways. That was not completely optimal.
Good. Now let's try for purple. You'll get a bonus for consistency if you can chain good corners together.
But you can do it though. Alright, it was purple. It was a little slow. Yeah, I feel I can do it. Just gotta get a little bit more acclimated. It's actually really hard on the force feedback right there. You can probably hear it jostling around. Real fast down this backstretch. Missed that, yep. Just got a little sideways on the brakes. I would have to chain together a bunch of purples to do it this lap then. I thought I missed that one. Feeling just like I'm missing the apexes a little bit right now. These are generally difficult challenges for me because their lines don't always represent the driving line that's most natural to me. And I do think as we have increased the AI difficulty, the challenge difficulty has gone up too. At least it feels that way. So if we can chain together the rest of these purples, maybe? I kind of have my doubts though. And it doesn't look like it. Not anymore, because I overshot the last turn. Gotta brake earlier there. It's a little better, I think.
This is the last lap of the program. Final lap of the program.
But I gotta find some more. I really feel like raising the car up would help. It's bottoming out so hard here. Okay, I was able to hold it flat this time. I was able to predict the jostling from force feedback. Now let's take it easy through this section. He says, missing that marker again? Frick on a stick. I tried to push it real hard to get that purple. It was effective, but I missed the first one of that. It's only green. We may not do it, which isn't the end of the world, but I would really love those resource points. I'm not as worried about the car durability any longer. A, because we've gotten so many upgrades, and B, because we're gonna take penalties regardless. We might as well just work on improving the car for next season at this point, which is a very common F1 tactic. Oh, why was that only green? That surprises me. Well, that screwed us. Big time. We're just short.
Okay, then that's the end of the
Oh,
program.
10 points short.
Data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it.
Oh, that one green on the back stretch killed us. Oh well. I think we got a good grasp on the track now, though. Should be good moving forward. I mean, if you look at that, I think it's only the fact that we missed number 5 there that really hurt us. And like I said, that 16th point of green, I have no idea why, but that one
We haven't done
cost
a
us too.
race simulation on any tyre yet. We have multiple sessions available, so it isn't urgent right now, but we should make time for it.
He always has to start talking as soon as I want to say something. Alright, let's do tire management. Didn't feel like I was sliding the tires very much, and now that I can kind of take my own line around the track, hopefully that will help. But now I do, have to find my own line around the track. This is one area we can potentially slide a bunch. Target of a 154. Just kind of see where we're lining up. Oh, it's looking very good so far. I could probably easier on the tires then.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
trying to take it easy through there, but it didn't really help the tires at all. Let's see where we can get some tire wear help. Oh, it doesn't get much easier on them than that. Okay, yeah, it's coming up. It's a long lap. Real easy into that turn. And out of this one. Short us a bit on time, but we're in the purple. I think I'm taking it much too easy into this carousel. So we just lost a ton of time right there. But we got very purple on the tires at this point, so we can kind of push it. Make up time. Yeah, if it keeps coming down this backstretch, that'd be good. It'd be great to do this on the first lap. Make up 2/10 in this last turn. I think it's doable. It's gonna be close, but I think we did it.
Practice
Nice.
program over. That's all we need for now. Return to the garage pronto.
I will return to the garage pronto. Thank you very much. Well, due to the length of the track, that's actually all the time we're going to have, and of course the first little crash we had. So that'll be it for this session. We'll move on and get to
As all the cars
fuel saving
are now
and
over the line, your top three
qualifying.
again are Hamilton, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel.
Got some time to
That
find.
concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for...
Okay, let's do fuel saving. Hopefully we can one lap this one as well. Otherwise, it's going to be a long practice qualifying video. It's starting to get cloudy. I haven't looked at the weather at all. Probably something I should look at. Being Spa and being a race that is often affected by rain. Speaking of races often affected by rain, Interlagos in real life there last weekend. Possibly, depending on how things go, one of the last Interlagos races due to some things happening politically in the area. Usually a race affected by rain, and it wasn't this year. But it was affected by Hamilton crashing his car in qualifying, Q1 in fact. So he started at the back of the pack. I didn't get to watch the race, unfortunately. So I don't really know much about it. There was a lot of scuffles, apparently between the Force India cars and some Haas cars. But I didn't otherwise see much of the race other than the fact it didn't rain, which meant that there really wasn't that particularly interesting of a race. Of course, just one race left to go in the real F1 season now. Try to catch the last race. Abu Dhabi. Mostly because it's fun to say Abu Dhabi. Doing great on the fuel savings as of now. Coasted it in that turn with less gear than required, but it cost me in the time department. How much time have we lost? Not too much. Still at 7/10. Okay, that didn't save me any fuel, but it cost me time. I'm going to do a big lift before this turn. Perfect. Nailed it. Oh man, these are going great. Just great. Alright, well the kind of car saving ones are going very well. Let's see if we have any pace though. It seems like we do. Seems like the car is pretty hooked up here. I've got a good read on the track already. after starting with a near-death experience. Having a brain fart at the moment. I can't remember if it's Eau Rouge into Radeon or if I have the Radeon name wrong. That's just that seems like a graphics card, not a turn. I feel like there's some L's in there somewhere. But hey, this is the internet. Someone will tell me after the fact. Well, we're into turn 1 with good speed. I honestly gave it a little feather of a lift there. I wimped out. Some traffic ahead of us could be a problem. Well, there's an objective complete. There's some resource points for us. A little skatey through there. Lost some time. Oh, nice time gain there, though. Lost a bit out. Trusting the car more through the carousel. I think I could trust the car a bit more there as well. I just feel so much more connected to the car in this game than I do in 2016. I really get a good read on what the car is doing. This little tow down the back stretch will be nice for us. Not much of one, but I'm sure it's there. Thanks, Ericsson, for that. And a good run out. Target 11.
We'll start going over the data.
Result 9th. That's good to hear. Let's see if we can get ourselves into Q3 here in Spa. Being a track I'm very much so a fan of. I would certainly hope so. And as we're ramping up the difficulty here now into expert difficulty, we need to really take advantage of the tracks that I'm better at. Hamilton with a 150. Alright, as we get started here on the race program, I mentioned there's only one race left to go in the F1 season, which means there's only one race left of seeing F1 cars without roll bars or halos, whatever you want to call them, flip-flops on them. Interested to hear people's opinions on that little bit of technology, and if you think it's going to negatively affect your opinion on Formula 1 or not. For me personally, it negatively affects me in that it looks real dumb, and it feels like a band-aid instead of a patch. So I'm hoping, it's like a one-year thing. I don't think we'll ever see an open cockpit F1 car again. So this might be, a very monumental season, a very memorable season for us, the last year of that. I hope that by 2019 they have a better solution that is not only safer but also better looking. I just don't quite understand the concept of putting a bar there instead of just making it a closed cockpit car. If you're going to go that far as to put a bar in front of the driver, why not just go all the way? If it's honestly a thing created for safety, and they've honestly found a way to make it where it doesn't obstruct the driver from getting out of the vehicle, well, I mean, prototype cars, if you ever look at a prototype car, it's basically an open wheel car with some fenders over it and a closed cockpit. It's not as though that technology doesn't exist. So I don't see any reason, as a non-engineer, why a closed cockpit car couldn't just exist, unless they were just thinking that was too dramatic, that was too big of a transition. I have zero problems with the cars going, you know, just fully closed cockpit. I was actually quite pleased when the LMP cars abandoned the open cockpit design. I personally never saw a reason to leave that meatbag of a driver out hanging in the exposed world when there's designs out there for closed cockpits. And I have seen some hellacious crashes over the years in closed cockpit cars with massive fires, and honestly, I don't think the risk of fire injury is as great as the risk of debris injuries. Obviously, the one that comes most to mind to me, oof, that was kind of a bad turn. I'm very distracted talking. We got a good exit though. Was of course Dale Jr.'s Corvette crash, and that one, I mean that's a GT car, but same thing applies. The problem there wasn't really that he couldn't get out of the car. The problem there was it knocked him, you know, unconscious pretty much. Ooh, big drift. There goes this lap. Nope, got it back.
Great lap. You nailed
One more lap.
Keep it up.
And certainly the same thing could happen in an open wheel car or an open cockpit car. So I guess I side to the supporting closed cockpits argument, but then again, I see the appeal of the open cockpit. I see the connection there. It makes Formula One a unique thing. It certainly makes it seem like a more dangerous sport, and the drivers more heroic for doing it. But at some point, you gotta, you know, society changes, and obviously we're more than ever putting a lot more value, a lot more weight, a lot more bearing on the human life. In Grand Prix racing and Formula One early days, we didn't put that much value on human life. It was acceptable, ooh, really pushed there. It was acceptable to lose a human life for the sake of entertainment or for the sake of sport. And as we develop as a human species, that becomes less and less acceptable. So yeah, I mean, if people are changing, the sport's got to change too. Otherwise, the sport's going to go away. So that's why I just don't really get upset about that. And there we go.
Okay,
Oh,
super job so far. We're getting great.
a little messy,
data.
but
Stay focused.
it was a good conversation. I haven't gotten your replies yet, but I'm very interested to hear them. As it's certainly a very big topic. Oh, why you know past me? I was trying, my friend. My dude. Sparks. More sparks. Oh, he's just a sparky boy. Such a sparky boy. Man, we were so close to a perfect weekend, but I really don't feel like going back and doing that acclimatization one again. I feel like I was robbed. We got all the team objectives, so we should be able to get, you know, a new part fitted after this week. Go ahead and end this session, and
Quick
I'll
look at the
see you again.
classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three. Vettel, Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas.
Eventually, I'm going to learn when they talk.
Practice times are on the board then,
Eventually.
but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
Thanks, Ted. Is your name right? Use Ted. I don't remember. Anyway, yes, we'll see you for Q1. Actually, hold on a minute, because we got to choose what part. Because I think we should have 500 points. Maybe. I'm stalling for the loading screen, so I don't have to cut this in the future. Hey, there we go. Oh, maybe not. We might not quite get there. 460. Ah, well. Well, after qualifying then. Oh, by the way, qualifying shows cloudy, cloudy, and then light rain at the end of qualifying. Race shows starting in the rain and going dry. So this should be an interesting one, and it's currently raining in practice 3. Huh. Well, we'll see. Seems like we're in a pattern of these rain races right now.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
Yes, here's what to expect. Qualify in 12th place and beat Felipe Massa. Will attempt to do so. It is currently sunny out, so let's hope it stays that way as we head into Q1. I do want to review parts real quick. Real quick, like. That button. Oh man, everything is now at 59%, 60, 58. But it's saying 76 laps of expected lifespan. I don't want to take a starting penalty here because I want to do well in this race. That could possibly be in the rain. Heavy sigh. I think the next race is where we're going to end up taking our first penalty. It seems that way. Well, let's go to Q1 and let's try to keep laps off the car so that we can get the engine to live through the rain. We're happy with our car. Let's drive out.
Ready? Let's go.
So I can get warmed up and then do a flying lap, and hopefully we get done in 1 lap. Also, it seems that if you drive out, you're more likely to get out ahead of everybody else. With this session going to rain, as you see there might be some cars wanting to get out. It doesn't look like there was a rain chance until Q3, if that hasn't changed. Wind noise up against the wall there. And cold tires, so take it easy here. Let's not crash the car on the out lap. It'd be really great if we could get up and pass what I believe is Massa. Possibly Stroll. Oh, it is Stroll. Let's see if we can do that and have clean track. Although I don't want to overdrive the car in lap 1, or the warm out. Warm out? The warm out lap. Gonna warm this thing out. Tire slidey there. Hitching him. Whoa, it tried to catch a slide right there. If I can't, that's no big deal. I can just back off. I got room behind me to make a gap. Definitely don't want to get a penalty for impeding his lap either. It doesn't seem like we're quite going to get there, does it? I should show you the pace if we're pretty close to hanging with them here. We should be able to out-qualify those Williams cars. I feel like I'm running a bit more downforce maybe than the AIR. We're going to back off here. We're going to get a good exit out. That should be plenty of room. A little wide in turn 1. Not a big deal. We have really good pace here, so we should be able to easily get through Q1. I've said those words before and been wrong, but I do believe it. They didn't go wide there. A little wide there, but not bad. Hurts not having a delta to go against. A bit of a lockup in through here. Didn't really hurt us too much, I don't think. Just got us a bit offline. Still losing time in the carousel. Gotta work on that. I like that turn in this car. Feels really stuck through there. Yeah, I don't think we were really gaining on Stroll at all for this lap until that turn.
Fuel is marginal. We're close to using up the load. Pit in within 2 laps.
Alright, yeah, because it's a long track, you don't get a lot of fuel for qualifying, which is good, because I commonly get yelled at for having too much fuel for qualifying. Stroll with a 50, we had a 49.5. That feels mighty good. I think that should be more than enough to get through. And like I said, I want to keep laps off of this car desperately. Hamilton with a 48.5. Within a second of Hamilton should be safe, I would think. I would think. We were also a second faster than Hulkenberg. So yeah, we should be more than safe, I think. Sat here waiting for him to say something, but it looks like P6 for Q1. He didn't say anything. P6, Hulkenberg, and P10. So Hulkenberg with a nice showing there. Hopefully he can advance into Q3 for like the first time ever. And help our team in points a bit. I'm pleased with that. Let's see what the weather does. Alright, before I go out there, I don't want to spend too much time with this, but I want to look at the weather. Now they're saying Q, sunny, sunny, and then cloudy for the next 10 minutes. Come on, scroll through. 15 minutes cloudy. Okay, so this session will most likely be clear. Most likely. Let's go to track, and we'll do a flying lap this time. See what kind of traffic we get. Oh, looks good. Well, it's very clear out, so rain might not be a factor after all for qualifying. This is one of those places in the world, though, that the rain can happen at any moment. Like, the weather just changes very quickly due to the mountains and valleys and air pressures and moisture levels and all that stuff. Alright. There's certainly some areas I could have cleaned up my lap for Q1. And that was one of them. Here, and then a lot of curve to the left. Not only making it flat out through there now, I'm trying to reduce my steering input for maximum speed, maximum power. Alright, it's feeling really sporty right now. Little lock up there again. Started with a 49.4. I'm on the table right there. Getting more confident with the carousel, but there's still some on the table in that turn as well. It started to get a little skiing feeling on me there. Kind of upset the car through that whole turn. Bit wide. We're like 1.2 seconds down, it looked like. Hopefully we make up some in this last sector. Decent, not a great exit.
Last lap time moved you up into P5.
P5. That may not do it for us, actually. And I don't know that there's a lot more in it right now. We're already down to P6. And we're already down a 10th on this lap. Gonna ride it for a second here and see. Just a bit faster down the straightaway this time. we're going to need more time if we want to get through. Too wide there. Didn't stick at all. Didn't stick one little bit. Might be a one lap done thing here because of the length of the track. Yeah, it doesn't have the grip to do another one. Interesting. I mean, we're close, and I've already started the lap, so I'm going to wait till the very end of the lap to bail or not bail. I drove it in real hard, but it didn't stick.
We're low on fuel. You'll need to return to the pits within the next couple of laps.
Not the time. Yep. Yeah. Doesn't have grip for 2 laps. Well, I'm not too confident about making it to Q3 anymore. I feel like the competition picked up a lot of speed that I wasn't ready for. That 49.8 doesn't seem like it's going to be good enough. Only targeted for P12, so we'll see. We shall see. Try and pit road once here, because it is an awkward one.
There's
Very
only
awkward.
1 lap of fuel remaining. Our best lap so far is a 1:49.8.
Well, I'm going to sit here and nervously watch the timing. It's not looking great. However, all the cars that I think would really beat us are currently ahead of us. So it would have to be a surprise. Like Stroll would have to jump up there. Oh, shit. Hamilton hasn't gone yet. So there's 2. That would put us 10th. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Woo-hoo-hoo. Just barely. P10. Hulkenberg out in P11th. P11th? Who the hell says that? P11, and that's good, though. That's good for Hulkenberg. I feel like he could maybe get some points today, depending how his penalty situation is. And we're through to Q3, where I could just kind of take it, accept anywhere from 7th to 10th as good, and move forward from there. Not putting a lot of wear on the car. So we'll try one flyer here in Q3. Hope that it sticks, and even if it doesn't, a good day for us. It does seem like competition picked up the pace a bit more than expected. I actually kind of questioned that myself in practice, because it seemed like Stroll was strolling away from us in that mock qualifying session in many places. It's got me wondering if we're not maybe a little too down on power here for the quick times. But I feel like in some of the turns that have the ability to be passing turns, we could maybe get some work done. Decent turn 1. Lots of curb. Very nice. Quick on the activation, very important. Trying to get a bit more in the braking zone right there. Felt good. This turn probably the one I need to work on the most in any game or series or car that I drive here. .47, wow, yeah, they've really picked up some time. Honestly, we probably needed rain. A little bit understeer right there. Got me wondering in the race if we're not going to want to maybe throw some front wing on it once we put the soft tires on. Could be the case. All right. It's a good braking point. Ooh, that cost us a bit. 49.5. That's right back into the time we were supposed to be, so we'll see if that takes us to P9 like it was, quote-unquote, supposed to.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Bottas, Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Yes, make sure you join us then. Yeah, and we were real close to our target, huh? A 8th place starting position after kind of testing to be 9th place. Massa seems to have not really put on a lap there in Q3. Bottas taking the pole position just over Vettel. Should be a good battle for the race win there. And we will take that qualifying position and move on to the race with it. Hope you enjoyed today's practice qualifying video. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Grand Prix.